Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, for those of you that are trying to figure out where do I get a business loan when I have bad credit, I just quit my job or I just got laid off, okay? The thing about it, if you have nothing to show, it's very hard for to get a business loan. I'm not saying it's impossible because I'm gonna actually tell you a hack you can do to actually raise the capital for your business. But I'm telling you, for most people, when you have bad credit or you may operate as a business like a LLC or a pass through, what ends up happening most of the time, people will file a loss in the business. Okay, and so when you file a loss in the business, what you're doing, you kicking yourself out of the lending pool, and it makes it very challenging for to find lenders that are willing to help you because you continuing to show a loss in the business, right? And some people come up with this great idea. Well, what I'll do, I'll go get an age corporation, right? And so, yeah, you go get an age corporation. But here's the thing about it. If that age corporation does not have updated taxes, doesn't have an active bank account anywhere from 90 days up to 6 months, guess what? Lenders are not going to look at it. And again, like I said, you may have had this age corporation. It can be 3, 4, 10 years old. It doesn't matter. If there's no revenue coming in it, then they're not going to give you any funding. Okay, you're going to always have to have somebody that has at least, I would say, between a 660 to 680 credit score. All right. Now, here's the thing about it with some of these people. Again, they're thinking they can get something for nothing, especially trying to go in business. And I keep telling you, you have to come to the table with something. If you don't have bad credit, then is the business profitable? Okay, so if the business is not profitable, trust me, it's going to make it very hard for people to want to actually loan you money. Now, you may get like a few micro loans, very small loans or whatever. All right. But the thing about it, when you're trying to get 10, 15, $50,000 or whatever, but you again have low revenue or no revenue, it just makes it much harder to get that type of money. All right. Now, here's the thing about it that I want to tell you. Think about the business you're going into. All right. And then what you want to do, you want to look at the big dogs. Okay. The people that are putting millions of dollars in marketing for this type of business that you're going into. All right. So here's the thing about it. Say that you wanted to open up your own shoe business, right? So you want to open up your own shoe business, get your shoe line out there and stuff like that. But you don't have the money to do that, right? So then you need to look at Nike. You need to look at Reebok, you know, New Balance, things like companies like that. All right. And you need to find out if they have an affiliate program. And the reason I'm telling you this is because what you can do, you can become a internet marketer that markets clothing, shoes, and things of that nature, and have that revenue coming into your business bank account. Okay, and so by that revenue coming into that business bank account, when they go to that website, I would not send them directly over to that website. I would set up a landing page. A landing page is basically where you capture their name and email. And then you start introducing them to yourself as well as telling them about your product that you're looking to introduce into the market. Okay? Now, the affiliate part of it comes in because this is capital that you're raising. Now, here's the thing about it. I always tell people structure is very important. All right. Now, a lot of people, again, they may go get a chef corporation, or even if you're starting a new LLC or something like that, I always tell you, consider not using a pass through. Okay. I would use like a regular corporation, something that's like a growth company. But at the same time, the revenue that you're coming in as an affiliate. Now, some of you all are like, well, I ain't got time for all that. I want to get my product out. But the thing about it, if you don't know your market and you don't know who's buying your product, how are you going to sell the product? And that's the thing about it for a lot of people. They jump in the game of trying to do things just because somebody over here is doing it. But at the same time, they don't know that market. They don't know that audience. And so they put themselves in this struggle, right? And they end up going out of business. Why do you think so many people that open up restaurants go out of business? Or why do you think that I continue telling you it's very important the way you structure your business and the right type of NAICS code, so you won't be in a high risk type of business to where, again, lenders are not wanting to work with you. All right. So that's the reason that I'm telling you this. You have to structure and format yourself in order to get the exposure you need to make the money. That being said, I'll tell you some of the lenders. Like, say that you're doing a side gig, right? And you're doing that side gig so that you can get some money to start your business or whatever. Structuring yourself as the business and having revenue coming into that business. Then you would have like lenders like Giggle Finance that I tell you about, right? And so with Giggle Finance, they work with people with bad credit, but you can show proof that you have a bank account with income coming in. Now, the minimum income they want you to have is between $1,200 to $1,500, right? But they loan up to $5,000. But that's without having credit. So this is what I mean. There's a lot of companies out there that will work with you even if you have bad credit. All right, but you have to have some proof of revenue. Now, that's just a small one. Then I also tell you about Fundo, which is a merchant cash advance. Now, they loan up to $10,000, right? The thing about it, again, they want you to at least show proof of revenue in the business from up to 90 days. They need the minimum income at least $1,500, and they ain't going off of your word off the application. You have to actually allow them to use decision logic in order for them to take a snapshot of your banking information so they can see that you're not committing fraud or anything, right? Now, unfortunately, they are not in New York and California, but again, this is why you have to build the base up. All right. Now, some people may think, well, I'll just find a faster way to make the money. Yeah, you can find a faster way to get the money. Also, understanding how much money you need for your business. I get a lot of people, well, I need this business. But what type of business, how much money you need for the business? Most people don't even know that, right? Some people may need less than $5,000. Some people may actually need $50,000. A lot of people, they're under the impression that, well, I'm trying to get into the real estate game. And I continue to tell people, if you're getting into the real estate game, I want to ask you, are you going to be flipping, buying and holding? Or what is it that you're going to be doing in the real estate game, right? So that's the thing about it, understanding what your position is going to be in this type of business first. And then you need to understand in the marketing aspects of it, right? Now, you may come across a piece of real estate by bird dogging, right? And then you may bring somebody else in that you may not have the credit, but you have the knowledge and the skills. And so then you're putting in your sweat equity into that property, right? Versus while they go out and get the capital. So what's the exchange here? Are you going to use your knowledge or are you going to use your credit and your dollars, right? That's the thing about it for most people that don't understand. When they're talking about business and business loans and stuff, what is it that you're going to bring into the fold? Now, you have another lender out there like Axion, right? Now, Axion is a for-profit, a non-profit type of lending platform, right? Now, here's the thing about it. All you need is a 600 credit score, but you have to be in business for at least 12 months, and you have to show proof of annual revenue of $50,000, right? Now, $50,000 is not a lot of money, right? So you're looking at what, about $4,150, $4,100 or something like that. You're not looking at a whole lot of money, right, in the business. But they will start giving you out a loan starting at $5,000 and above with that criteria. Then you have a platform Credibly. Okay, so with Credibly, their thing is 500 credit score to a 620 credit score. Now they also offer lines of credit. One thing I always tell people, no matter what the situation, if you're going for a lender, you always want that line of credit. That way you don't have to put that application in a second time. So when you start paying on that money, then that money that you're paying on is going to go back into a deposit. Then when you need it, you just go and use that money again, right? Of course, they charge you interest on it, but the difference is if you got a $50,000 loan, they're going to charge you interest on that whole 50,000, right? But if you got a 50,000 line of credit, they only charge you interest on what you actually use. So that's the reason why. Now, again, with Credibly, you have to be in business at least 6 months, and the minimum revenue again with them is $50,000. All right. So then you also have PayPal Working Capital. PayPal, again, it's not about the credit score. It's about the revenue that's coming in. So if you can show PayPal that you are bringing in revenue, they usually give you 30% of what your revenue. If you have a business account with them. Okay, if you don't have a business account with them, then they use other factoring. But usually they want you, I think it's about $30,000 a year. Okay, so it's not a whole lot. A lot of these lenders will give you money. So a lot of people are like, well, I don't know where to get this money at, right? So when you thinking that, oh, I don't know where to get this money at or whatever, it's money out here. It's money out here. Think about it. You may have family members that may have a long-term cash value policy that they may be willing to borrow the money off of their cash value policy to help you jumpstart your business. Or you may be able to go and get a loan from your 401k plan, right? Even now, you actually can borrow money from your PTO. So they calculate your PTO and they'll loan you money against your PTO. A lot of people don't even know about that one. Then, like if you're in e-commerce, if you're working with Shopify, Shopify offers you a loan. Has nothing to do with the credit. Has nothing to do with the credit. So the thing about it, you have these opportunities to raise capital, even with bad credit. The thing about it is understanding how are you going to implement your plan in order to make this capital work for you. And a matter of fact, how much of this capital you need. Now, you also have Fair Figure. Okay, so with Fair Figure, they actually will give you a loan. Plus, they'll report it to your business credit profile. Plus, they give you another trade line. So they'll give you 2 trade lines to help you build up your business credit profile. All right. And so the minimum income you have to get a loan from them, even with bad credit, long as they can identify you actually having a business, is $2,500. So you have these lenders out here, again, that will give you a loan. So the loans is not the problem. The thing about it is understanding, do you have revenue? All right. Do you have revenue in the business? And as you can see, every lender I told you about, you don't have to have a whole lot of revenue in the business, but you have to come to the table with something. That's the reality of it. Now, there's another lender out there, platform called Ascendus. Okay, 575 credit score. You have to be in a business for at least 12 months. But again, it's a non-profit organization to be able to give you the money that you need. All right. The thing about it, again, for most people, unfortunately, they come to the table when they have bad credit, they lost their job, they filed taxes but no revenue in the business. So you coming at the worst time when you're trying to get money. That's the reason I told you, look at the business you're in, okay, and see if maybe you can use your knowledge as the sweat equity and partner up with somebody else that has credit. You can also go to like reiclub.com. They have like different investors and stuff like that, like if you're trying to get into the real estate game. you know so there's things that you can do to get business loans and stuff like that, even when you have bad credit. But again, it's just in a matter of implementing this strategy. Now, for those of you that may have questions about how to structure your business, choosing the right NAICS code, click the link in the description. Also, one thing I would tell you guys, you are operating a business, you need to have payroll set up, right? Because with you having payroll set up, you start to get the maximum amount of money. You get the maximum amount of money. But if you're going to try to hide, not doing payroll and stuff like that, again, not filing taxes and stuff, you're missing out on a lot of money. You're missing out on a lot of money, and that's just being transparent. All right. So I hope this video helps you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.